Welcome into ESPN FC Daily, K. Marie and LME. What a glorious victory for Morocco. Their first World Cup victory since 1998. Goals from super subs Sabiri and Abou Khalil, 2-0 against Belgium, this golden generation of Belgium. Your thoughts on what we've just seen, Luis?
Kate Murray, unbelievable. Morocco, as you said, such a historic victory. Incredible to see what they just did. This tournament continues to surprise us, especially from those 3-4 teams in every group. How after losing in match day one, they just become resilient and win once again. And Belgium, Kate Murray, Belgium are like, you know, in Saving Private Ryan, when at the very end, when what's his name is looking at himself and he's just aging and aging and aging. The golden generation of Belgium is slowly realizing their own mortality. It's unbelievable.
I know. Let me tell you this. If for some reason, somehow, Kevin De Bruyne gets man of the match after this game again, I think he himself will say, you can stick this where the sun don't shine. I mean, Morocco completely worthy of this win today. And fun to watch too. It's been brilliant to see them play. I love that they were taking their chances with the free kicks, because obviously they'd had the ball in the net and the goal wasn't allowed. I just feel that watching that after that moment as well, it felt like it was all going their way. Belgium were just not showing me anything that convinced me that they were going to come through and win this game.
Yeah, unbelievable. And we also saw it coming. Kevin De Bruyne himself has said it. He said, look, I don't see us winning this thing. And I'm like, winning this thing? I don't know if you can get out of this thing anymore. And I was thinking of Matt Damon, by the way, in Saving Private Ryan when he's aging.
Matt Damon. Oh, just Matt Damon. Just a small-known Matt Damon. It is interesting that Kevin De Bruyne has said that, because this obviously before the game, and there's been a question as to whether that was a motivation tactic or frustration talking.
I don't think so, Kay. I think he's being honestly. I think he's honest. He's just very honest, and he's like.
I think he's very honest for one. Like even in saying, I don't know why I got this man of the match award after that first game. Exactly. I think he's very honest, and I think there's another part of it where it's also deflecting people, as if to say, "Can you stop putting this pressure? Not even pressure. Can you stop putting this attention on us? Like we're someone who's expected to go further than we do, because maybe he knows a lot more. We're seeing what they've got to offer at the moment, and it's not too convincing. They were lucky, let's say, in that first game as well, because even Roberto Martinez had said Canada were the better side in this game. He felt that the team deserved to win, and obviously he's not going to say too much different to that about his own team, but very lackluster.
Very lackluster. I think that's the perfect way to describe the Belgians right now. And by the way, it points to something that we talked about before the tournament began, which is, you know, some of the things that we talked about, you know, this is the difference between the top contenders, or who you thought were the top contenders, and the 3 and 4 teams in every group. The margin is at its thinnest it's ever been. And you can clearly see that. Like, you can have a horrible game in match day one and kind of pick yourself up again. Australia have shown it. Costa Rica have shown it. Morocco, who are very good within themselves, specifically in Africa, have shown it again. And Belgium, I don't know, okay, Mari, I'm not sure, but I don't know what's going to happen next. All I'm saying is Canada, Croatia should be a cracker.
Yeah. Oh, we have a goalkeeper here. Can I make my goalkeeper joke, Shaka? Because obviously we saw Bono when the anthems came up, and then it turned out he had an eye injury. So it turns out he really still hadn't found what he was looking for.
Very good.
Morocco, hey?
Incredible and deserving, as both you and LME have been saying. Listen, there are a lot of question marks about Belgium. I felt as much coming into the tournament. You saw that against Canada. You saw that even more pointedly today. But give credit where it's due. Morocco, I thought, were outstanding. Given the way this group is set up, given that performance, I mean, it really leaves you looking forward to what else this group and this tournament has to offer. Because, as we've been saying, just when you thought after one match day for everybody, things were a little bit crazy, all of a sudden after 2 games, it's shaping up to be even more so.
Yeah, Shaka, it's like Al Pacino in The Godfather. Just when you think I'm out, they pull me back in. That's exactly what's happening in this
You need to
tournament.
stop watching all those old movies, LME.
I know. I need to actually get to work,
not every football game has got a movie parallel.
I know. I have no life.
He could find it. We could find it probably here on ESPN FC Daily.
Oh, God.
Let's settle this once and for all to both of you. Shaka, first you. Is the golden generation of Belgium done? Is this it?
Oh yes. It's been done for quite some time, in all honesty. Listen, everybody was hinging on Belgium's #1 world ranking, which it enjoyed for quite some time, for far too long, in my opinion. Having not won anything, I'm not sure what they've done to deserve that, particularly for as long as they did. But then coming into this tournament, you've got Eden Hazard, who's had his injury problems, not being the player that he once was for club, and dare I say, also now for country. As good as Kevin De Bruyne is, he is an assist maker. He needs that support to the front of him. Lukaku coming into the tournament with injuries, they figured he'd probably play a bigger role in the group stages if Belgium are to get to those group stages. And Michy Batshuayi is not the player that takes you deep into a World Cup. He may get you out of a group stage, and that's me with inverted commas given this result. But he's not going to get you that deep. So that golden generation everybody been looking for or hoping to see a lot of, I think is done. And just to put things in perfect perspective, coming into this tournament, the expectation was that Belgium would play with a back three, aging 33, 35, and 19.
Yeah.
Today, 33, 35, and 31.
Yeah.
The math says a back three that ages 99. It seems almost cliched, but it sums up Belgium's deficiencies, not just defensively, but throughout the park.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with it, Checker, because I feel that when we talk about Belgium and this golden generation, even going back a few years now, we'd say, oh, but that defense. But when you're not putting the ball in the back of the net either, when you've got players like Hazard who aren't the player they were once more, obviously an injured Lukaku, then it's not just in defense either, is it? You know, they've got Courtois behind them, thank goodness. But when you're seeing that, and it used to always be that we were just bringing up the defense, and it obviously still is a concern, as you say, but suddenly all these attacking players that look so strong on paper, names that we all know, household names in football fans' lifetime, this is not anything that you can get too excited about. And now I think we can say this is a team that aren't putting the ball away like we'd expect them to, on top of those defensive issues.
Yeah, and in defense of Belgium's defense, let me just say, I've seen Alderweireld and Vertonghen pretty much throughout their careers. I remember them as a centre-back pairing for Ajax, and they were at their best two of the best central defenders in the world game. Let's give them that credit. But Father Time is undefeated, and at 33 and 35, it doesn't matter how good you once were. At this level of the game, you're going to be found wanting. So while at their best, Belgium had arguably one of the best centre-back pairings in world football. While at their best, Belgium had one of the most lethal attacks in world football. Lukaku, Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne. Even then, they couldn't get further than the semi-final. They couldn't get themselves into the final of a major international tournament. So I'm not sure why some 4 years later we expected anything more.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.